Well, hello everybody and welcome to another video tutorial. My name is Peter Drakulic and today I would like to show you how you can model the easy way a nice cup using Bezier and curves and NURBS circles. So let's go ahead and get started. Before starting though, I would like to tell you that if you haven't done this already, you have to go up here to the file, user preferences, and enable from the mesh tab here, enable the mesh loop tools. You can see that very useful tool here, set of tools. So just go ahead and enable this, and if you want to keep it, to save the settings, just go ahead and click on that button here. So having that set, let's go ahead and start modeling our cup. First of all, switch over to the side orthographic view by pressing 3 on numpad and then 5 on numpad, so you can switch over to the orthographic view mode. Now Shift A, add a surface, NURBS circle. Okay, all right, and now let's go ahead. This is going to be the cup actually. So let's go ahead and over here to the outliner and give it the name. Rename it to something like cup. All right. Next thing we want to do is to Shift A, add a curve, Bezier curve. All right, this is going to be the handle of our cup. So just rotate this curve along the y-axis by 90 degrees. Bring it somewhere here. All right, roughly here, and let's rename this over here from the outliner. In the outliner as handle. Now, let's go ahead and add a Shift A, add this time a curve circle, and this is going to be the bevel for our curve here, for the handle. Okay, so let's rename this over from the outliner. Let's rename this to handle bevel. All right. Let's tab into edit mode. Always tab into edit mode when you want to scale a curve, and scale this down quite a bit, somewhere here. Tab on edit mode. Now select your handle here, handle curve, and Shift D, duplicate it. And this is going to be the taper curve for our handle, the curve that will define the width along the length of our handle. So let's go ahead over here to the outliner and rename this to something like taper handle. All right. Okay. So now the next thing we want to do is to add some height to our cup. So select the cup NURBS circle. All right. Tap into edit mode and press E to extrude it. All the vertices, all the nodes, hold down the scroll wheel or press equally Z, so you constrain the extrusion along the Z axis, along the height. Somewhere here I think it will be okay. Alright, now tab on edit mode and select our handle, alright, this curve here, the handle curve, and go over here to the menu, to the tab with the curve data here. And we want first to add some shape here to our curve, so we're going to be adding a bevel object. It's going to be the handle bevel. Alright, as you can see, it's a little bit too thick for the moment. That's why we want to select our bevel, our handle bevel from the outliner, and tab into edit mode, and having selected all the nodes, scale them down quite a bit. You can see it is updating here in the thickness of our handle. Alright, somewhere here, and then don't worry about the exact thickness because we're going to be controlling this through the taper curve over here. Tab out edit mode now for the handle bevel, and let's go ahead and give some shape to our handle. Select the handle curve, tab into edit mode, and first thing we want to do is to add some more points here. So having selected both nodes, W, and subdivide them once. And now let's go ahead and select this node here and move it somewhere here. Now select this node, rotate it a little bit if needed. Okay, if needed to be more precise, just click R and Control so you can rotate it. All right, more precisely, and then select this one, rotate this. Again, hold down Control while rotating. All right, move it somewhere here. We don't want this to be exactly on top of the surface of the cup, so let's pull this a little bit, off somewhere here. And now let's give it a more nice shape. So scale up this one, grab it, move it somewhere here, somewhat like so, rotate it perhaps. Well, you get the meaning, all right? Something like that, right? So if we're happy with the result, we can tab out edit mode for the curve, and now we go to the taper curve, right? Tab into edit mode for the taper curve, and now we want to start moving the nodes of this curve. But before that, we need to go select our handle curve and go down here where it says, it writes taper object, and assign as a taper object the taper handle. All right, now you can see the thickness has changed. So select again the taper curve, tab into edit mode for the taper curve, and start moving the nodes. All right, so move it, this one, all right, somewhere here, and then you can also select all of them and W subdivide them, so you can give a nice, you can see a nice variation to the curve, as you can see here, to the thickness of the curve. And also we want to change the shape somewhere here. So let's select those two nodes, W subdivide them, and select this node this time and move it along the Z-axis. As you can see, all right, I have given it that kind of shape now to my handle, which is rather nice looking, right, curve. Right, and also I'm going to do the same for this part of the handle. W subdivide those two nodes, and use this node now for adjusting the taper. Again, move this node somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure, somewhere. Oops. All right, somewhere here, and by moving this along the Z-axis, perhaps. All right, you can see you have given to it something like a shape, something like so. All right, which is a rather nice shape. For the handle. Now, next thing we want to do is to tab out edit mode now and select our handle, and we want to adjust the resolution of our handle, because we are going to be converting it into a mesh later on. So just go over here to the object data menu for our handle curve, click on that, and go down here where it writes display wire, and click on that. So you can see now it's a little bit too dense. So we're going to be adjusting this by just selecting our handle bevel, all right, and go to the curve data for the handle bevel, and where it says resolution, it writes resolution, just set this to something 1 perhaps, or you can see how it changes here, all right, or even 2 maybe, all right. So this is a good enough resolution for our handle curve. Okay. Now we tab out edit mode for the handle bevel, and we go ahead and select this cup curve, this one, and now we want to also go over here to the object data menu for this object now and enable the wire option. So we have a preview how it will look like when we convert it into a mesh object in just a wire. All right, so you can see how it looks like. Perhaps we will need to play a little bit with the resolution of this one as well. So let's go over here, all right, where it says preview. Just lower this down a little bit. We don't want that many vertices, all right, and I think it's going to be okay now. All right, the important thing for us is to work a little bit with the intersections here, and we want to make sure that this intersection is exactly at the center of the circle here of this handle, and the lower intersection is exactly at the center of this circle down here of the handle. But before that, all right, let's go ahead and work a little bit on this object and convert it into a mesh. So Alt-C, convert it into a mesh. And now it is a mesh, meaning that I can tab into edit mode, select Alt, right click, select this loop here, and I want to extrude it. Alright? Or even better, you can press F and fill this with an angle, and then you can just click I to insert this. Now select this loop here, vertices, and scale them down to 0, S0, and Control R, add a few cuts here, loop cuts. Alright, don't forget though to select all those vertices here in the middle and to join them by pressing W, remove doubles. Or even you could also press Alt-M and merge them at center alternately. Alright, so now select this loop of vertices and Control B, just bevel them a little bit. Alright, let's add yet another look at somewhere here so it looks nicer, and we're good to go, I think. Alright, so another thing we want to make sure is that our handle, this loop here, so select this loop, Control E, and add slide and move it somewhere here. Okay, and add yet another look at somewhere here. So we have this, roughly the intersection here to be at the center of this circle here. Okay, you will see why in just a moment. Alright, now next thing we want to do is to convert our curve handle into a mesh as well. So Alt-C, convert mesh from curve meta ser text. Now it is a mesh object, alright, and therefore I can select my cut plus the handle and press Ctrl J, and I can join them into one single mesh. Now I am going to be hiding this handle part of the mesh, alright, by pressing Ctrl L, having selected one vertex, and press H to hide the connected geometry. Alright, I'm going here, I'm selecting those two vertices here, and I'm pressing Ctrl B to bevel them a little bit. Alright, as you can see. Okay, but now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, but I need 2 more points, right, for making a good circle with the same number of points that has my handle. Alright, so how I can fix that? Very easily, I can go ahead and add a look cut somewhere here. Alright, add a look cut, switch over to the face select mode, select those 4 faces, excuse me, and press X to delete the faces. And we want to make the very same thing for the other intersection. Alright, let me see this one over here. So select, add yet another look cut somewhere here. Select those 2 vertices and Ctrl B to bevel them. Alright, make sure those 2 vertices won't overlap, and then add yet another look cut somewhere here and select those faces and just go ahead and delete the faces. Now I want to select those loop of vertices here, and I want to use my loop tools now, W, loop tools, and select the circle option, so I have converted them effectively into a circle. I'm going to do the same for this hole here, W, loop tools, and circle, and we have reshaped them, if you prefer, into a circle. Now I can go ahead and, having selected my handle, let me move my handle, or even better, I could move, yeah, I could scale a little bit. Oops, I don't want those. Of course, I don't want this loop here. Okay, I want to adjust a little bit the shape and the scale, perhaps. Don't worry, we'll find the exact. Switch over to the orthographic view, of course, if you want to be more precise. Of course, that would be a good thing to have prepared this position exactly from already from when this handle was a curve, but it's all right. It's okay. All right. So, for example, we could select this loop here plus this loop and W loop tools again bridge this time. So we have bridged them. Of course, we can add some segments if you need to, and we can of course select, pressing Alt O if you need it. We can select those. Okay, and we can give it, a more, fluid, if you prefer, shape to our handle. All right. Of course, if we had more precisely, we had positioned it more precisely, placed our circle from before our handle, that would be more easier, but it's okay. All right, now select those two loops, W, loop tools, bridge, okay, again with two segments, all right, and I think we are good to go. Oh, all right, maybe some minor adjustments, but in general it looks okay. All right, so that's it, how you can join, how you can connect the handle to the cup, to the rest of the cup, and if you see some n-gons here, we can just go ahead, for example, and eliminate some n-gons by just using the cut tool and making this kind of cut here, this kind of cut, enter, and then we can select those vertices plus this one, J, and join them. Of course, still we have some star here, all right, here, as you can see, but it's okay since it won't get deformed, all right. So again, cut. Oh, I want to. All right, yeah. Perhaps I need to select those vertices here and hide them for a while. So select only those faces and just hide some part of our mesh so we can better work on our here in our cuts here. So just go ahead and press K to bring the knife tool. All right, make some cuts here, enter, join the vertices, again, make some cuts here. It's the same thing, over and over again. All right, and enter, select those two, join them, and those two, and join them. That's an easy way for get rid of the n-gons. All right, but it's not that much of a problem because this won't get deformed. But anyways, it's a good, habit, I guess, to get rid of those n-gons when you can. Correct. All right. So now let's go ahead, press Alt H, and hide the handle. Tab out the edit mode, and now I want to select this loop of vertices. Of course, you could use the solidify modifier for the cup, but I'm not sure if that would be the right choice here. So just select this loop of vertices, extrude them, right click to cancel, scale them a little bit. Oops, not with proportional, of course. Scale them down a little bit. All right, just to give the thickness of the cup. Switch over to the side view and enable the wireframe view mode. Extrude them once more along the z-axis, of course. Right, somewhere here, and now we can very easily press extrude to right click to cancel, scale them down to 0 as 0. And we want to add some more loop cuts here now before merging them. All right, now merge those vertices here. All right, just make sure you have selected just the vertices. All right, on top, those vertices here. All right, you could remove W's anyway, but Alt M and merge them at center. That's about the same thing. And now you can add some bevel here and there. This one, for example, Control B, add some bevel down here. All right, and of course you can add some bevel here as well. And why not at the because it is I think it is something that has to do with the good rendering. If you want to get some good renderings, just add bevel at the corners of your models. Okay, never forget that. Add some lookouts here and there, or equally you could go ahead and add some a modifier, subdivision surface modifier if you want some more definition. Okay, another thing is that you might want to go ahead to the object data and check the wire option. And here it's your cap. All right, we made it I think a little bit the easy way, I guess, I hope at least. And now we can see that it is a nice looking cap. In the following tutorial, I would like to show, using this cap here, I would like to show you how you can apply multiple UVs on the same object. So just keep in touch, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something from this. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time with a hopefully interesting topic, hopefully soon. Until then, have fun and goodbye.